So like 6 months ago, I was planning on retiring off crypto.
My goodness, we got Bitcoin and Ethereum at record high.
Crypto breaking above $60,000.
I'll never forget where I was when Bitcoin hit a new all-time high.
How much further does this rally have to run?
I was looking on my Coinbase account and I was like, I'm done. I don't need to keep working. Turns out that's wrong. And crypto markets are a disaster.
Wish I had some positive news to pivot us to, but Bitcoin dropped below $34,000 and actually has dropped below $33,000 on a fairly regular basis.
We're growing quite concerned, I think it's fair to say, about what's happening in the crypto market.
A lot of the gains that were achieved in the last cycle we're in are gone. What do you think that means going forward?
So in 2021, we saw record prices of the actual underlying cryptocurrencies in many of these markets. That was, I think, obviously a result of a lot of liquidity being pumped into the market. Zooming out though, in Q1 and Q2 of 2022, we've obviously seen a sell-off in the crypto markets. I think the thing that's important to realize here though, if you zoom out beyond just 2021 and 2022, there's actually been long-term consistent growth here dating back over the last decade in the broader crypto market. And just as a reminder, this is not the first time that we've had a crypto sell-off or a crypto winter. This has happened previously. We're moving out of the test phase for a lot of these applications into broader adoption. And I think that's really the exciting thing about being an investor right now, having these companies that will be built during this period in time, will require funding, will require partners specifically in the real estate side to help them grow and scale. And as they receive adoption, that circular feedback loop between the customers and the users of those cycles will only improve the underlying applications that are being built.
Do you think that there will be a long-term negative consequence to what just happened for those same developers that you're so optimistic about?
No, I don't believe there will be. If anything, I believe that market participants that were here for really the pump and dump type schemes and to ride the wave to the top and then sell high are now flushed out of the market. So effectively, you've actually removed, I believe, a number of bad actors, extra capital, extra liquidity that was really inflating the valuations, and the number of projects that I think that were started that are still based around community and engagement and having a core group of people that believe in not just what is being built at the application layer, but being early adopters and actually having ownership, which that's what I think I really believe when I think about long-term viability and growth of this sector and why people that are here for the longer term, not just looking to make a quick buck on a crypto trade, that is what is going to ultimately drive the growth here.
And what's the role of regulators in all this? There's an element within crypto, which I don't totally understand, which is very anti-government and very libertarian. We can build this system apart from our existing infrastructure. And I don't get that.
Crypto by nature is very anti-establishment. It's very much about having a decentralized kind of organization. It's not about giving power to a single entity or authority that can then push that down to all the participants in it. The government really needs to make sure that they step in and prevent retail investors from getting hurt in certain specific situations, but still allow many of these projects to thrive independently and autonomously, where they're not relying on any type of government regulation to function. And I think that's a very tough line that you sort of have to tiptoe, because you risk the over-regulation on one hand of these types of assets where this just looks like any other type of security that you would trade. But on the other hand, you risk people getting hurt and getting burned and losing their entire net worth. That's a hard line that you have to sort of toe, and I'm not sure that we entirely have it figured out.
There's always a commercial incentive at the beginning of building anything. And in that commercial incentive is sometimes the kernel of potential abuse. At the very least, I don't know that most of what we have today in the ecosystem was built perfectly to harness that collective goodness of, yes, everyone. And that, I think, is the ultimate debate and what I think is so interesting to discuss. So thanks, Dan, for kind of walking through this with us. I found this really interesting and educational around this important intersection we're all grappling with.